Adolphus Quinn had just made the worst mistake of his life, but he didn't know it. Yet. Reaching the steps of his house, he paused, looked up at the lights in the parlour window, saw the shadows of his children dancing, and laughed. Enough of that. Time to take control. His walk had been undertaken in dense fog, uphill, unobserved. Moisture glistened on his heavy coat in the mist-shrouded lamplight. He gave himself a few seconds to get his breathing under control, important to maintain his usual sang-froid and famous bonhomie when he chose that particular facade. He flexed his gloved hands a few times, stamped his feet, and drew himself up to his full 6 feet height. Marching up the steps, he rang his doorbell 3 times to ensure that his imminent arrival indoors was anticipated. The door was answered at once by his butler, who kept his gaze down to the floor and bowed as he let Adolphus into the now hushed house. Having given his coat and top hat to the silent servant, he checked his reflection in the hall stand, composed his expression, and tweaked his damp moustache into a satisfying shape. A few steps brought him to the door of the parlour, where he paused for a few seconds to ensure they knew he was there, then flung it open. As he had anticipated, the cheerfulness he had glimpsed through the window was gone. His wife sat with her embroidery in her lap, and her lips pulled into a tight smile. His 3 children were seated on the settee, reading what he knew would be educational tomes. Their upward glances checked his expression, found it stern, mirrored it, and looked down again. Adolphus was only interested in one person.
"What are you reading there, Michael?"
Without waiting for an answer, he strode across the room and pulled the book out of the boy's trembling hands.
"The Life of St. Vincent de Paul," he remarked. "Very good."
The boy's shudder of relief was almost audible.